Well, folks in the city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, still fighting to rebuild after one of the deadliest tornado outbreaks in American history rocked the South. The twister that hit Tuscaloosa was part of a severe storm system in April of last year that killed hundreds of people. Now, a church in the city is finally rebuilding after clearing a long list of hurdles. Elizabeth Pran with the news. Elizabeth, it apparently is not really easy for a church to rebuild after something as devastating as this.
No, you're right, Trace. It's much easier said than done. Churches have a number of challenges. Not only do they have to get approved by FEMA, but they have to go through insurance claims and obviously make sure whatever construction they do is up to construction code. In fact, a lot of churches say they simply don't have the resources to rebuild. One of the churches that we saw in Tuscaloosa was Alberta Baptist. It's been serving the community since the 1920s, and since the storm, congregants have been holding Sunday services at a church nearby because the site was completely demolished. But the spirit of service was still at the old site. So after more than a year of weighing the advantages of perhaps moving to another cheaper location, church leaders say they know God wanted them to stay on the property. Listen.
We felt assured that God wanted us to come back where He had planned us in the first place. So it wasn't a casual decision. It was not an emotional decision. It was a decision that was based in prayer and based on what we really think God wants us to do.
Now, parishioners have been meeting in the old parking lot for the past year and a half, so they're looking forward to a roof over their heads. Trace? Man,
and I remember the stories coming out of Tuscaloosa. When is the church set to hold its first service, Elizabeth?
Well, they broke ground just weeks ago, but it's going to take some time. They say that it's going to be probably about a year or so before they have their first service. They're hoping for a Christmas Eve service in 2013. Listen here.
It forced us even more as a church to get outside of the four walls of our building and to get out in the community. We've had our greatest impact, I believe, on the surrounding neighborhoods near our church since the tornado.
Now, members tell us that they are breathing a sigh of relief because the construction site was unscathed after the most recent tornadoes that touched down on Tuesday. Trace?
Elizabeth Pran live for us in our Southeast newsroom. Elizabeth, thank you. Well, cancer